sugar free, and I'm kind of congested
Listen,
right now. I don't think I need.
you're
I think some demons
you're
should
not
like
right.
put fire so like I
Not
lose my.
right. You're not.
That'd be fun.
Off
You can
my
just call me Econ.
off my econ. The logic. The reason why I use the analogy of slavery is because in other contexts, mutilating a child would be wrong. In other contexts,
Uh,
enslaving another human being would be wrong. So the logic for why you think circumcision was okay, at least one of the reasons you presented, was that it's not bad. It can't be bad, and these psychological or physical issues can't exist because I'm just fine and I went through it. That is
That is not.
literally that is
It
Stockholm
is.
syndrome. That is
That
Stockholm
is.
syndrome logic, my
Brother,
friend.
that is not
hey,
okay.
no. So like a certain point, like such as, I didn't even know we were getting to study like people like quote unquote get traumatized from it, because we do know from studying neurology that
Why don't we
babies
stick?
don't have
Why don't we
sentience.
stick with? Why don't we stick to theology? Are we made in God's image? Yes or no?
Yes, and then we're mutilated once Adam committed sin.
Amazing. So we are created for Adam's sin perpetually.
Yes, because sin
Wait,
entered
wait,
the world.
hold on. Are you into? What do you think about Metitzvah B'Peh?
The tits from a pet? What?
Yeah, you're busting out all the Hebrew words. I thought I could too. It's
No,
the
I don't
rit-
even familiar with it.
it's the ritual circumcision where the rabbis put their mouth on the baby's foreskin and suck the blood off it.
This is already condemned by Rambam. What are you talking about?
You're by Rumbum, the Rumbum. Oh my God! All these nerdy appeals to authority is so wild.
Hey, like, I'm actually so sorry. If you wanna start targeting Judaism, you gotta
It's
pick
like,
up a book in your
it's like,
life. In the God
no,
of
I don't. I
Perplexity,
don't.
he
You're
says
hyper.
that this is not
You're
supposed to be
drowning.
committed.
You're drowning. You're drowning in hyper intellectualism, my friend. You lack this. You lack the wisdom of the spirit.
Are you okay,
Your
my friend?
brain. Your brain is your own enemy.
And my brain is my own enemy. Wait, what?
Yeah. The rum bum, dude. This is just like talking to the Catholic nerds who quote
It's
Tertullian
Necromedes.
and
If you want me to pronounce his
Tertullian and
actual name, it's
everything.
Necromedes. Or Memrocomedy.
Tertullian and Irenaeus, and
Okay.
you're not actually arguing the concept of why these things are right or not. You're just appealing to another person over and over again. To be
No,
fair,
we're you're trying to say that
you're not you're
suction
not
in
reframing their arguments at
circumcision
all.
is allowed by Judaism. Rambam Necromedes, in his Guide of the Perplexed, he said that this is forbidden.
Amazing. Okay, so any cult can do a thing that's bad, and people find out about it, and then they do a PR campaign and say, "Hey, this
No,
one guy says we don't do that. That's not us, guys."
that has literally been the wait. When do you think Judaism has been established? What are you talking about?
I don't care when Judaism is established because it's fucking evil. I don't think Jesus was a Jew. That's what you're not understanding. I think there's a vital disconnect
Wait,
in your
you think?
understanding
Wait,
about
whoa,
that
whoa,
position.
whoa, okay. Well, let's keep quiet for a second. You think being a Jew now is the same as Jesus being a Jew? Are you serious?
When did I say that? Just because I threw that in there, I'm
Okay,
saying that I even go back 2,500 years ago. I don't see that as like the golden age of what a Jew is supposed to be. I think they were just as evil as the Jews nowadays. In fact, I think the Jews nowadays are the descendants of those same hook-nosed fucking child sacrificers, and they're literally doing the same sacrifice rituals just on a larger scale now. And you just have an Old Testament framework that justifies it, where you would not justify it in a modern context. If somebody else said, "Hey, our connection to God is the circumcised little girl's labias, which is the symmetrical equal and opposite," you would say that's some satanic fucking sub-Saharan African shit, and I would agree it is, but you wouldn't see the correlation between that and your own proposition. We are made in the divine image. A child's body is innocent. You're not supposed to fuck. We're supposed to come to Christ through free will. We're not supposed to be put into a covenant and force. I know you're going to give me the Paul circumcision of the heart, New Testament PR Coke change, but that's not explaining away that at the Old Testament times that was right. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that God actually has a sense of objective morality, which means that it's timeless and unchanging throughout all contexts and all situations. There's no context where God changes his morality. So this thing you're giving me in that regard is very similar to a Muslim that says, yeah, fucking Aisha was okay, 1,000 years ago, but it's not okay nowadays because of context. I don't think it was ever right to circumcise little children because of the aforementioned reasons. We are made in the
Wait,
divine image. We're not supposed to hurt children. Jesus said, put a millstone around the neck of anybody that hurts children. Let the children come to me, and if you
so do
interfere
you
with them, then
accept?
you're
Wait, did you accept when Jesus says, "For follow those who sit in the seat of Moses, but do not listen to the words that they spew"?
Now, all those Old Testament prophets, yeah, Old Testament prophets,
Do
all
you
were,
believe what he says in the Sermon on the Mount?
say it again. My girlfriend was
Do
talking.
you believe
Say it
what he
again.
says inside the Sermon of the Mount?
Who, Jesus?
Yes,
Which part?
Sermon of the Mount.
Which part? The part about referencing Moses and all that?
Yes.
No, I'll bite the bullet and just say that the Bible has been doctrined by a lot of Jews over many thousands of years. So
Yeah,
Wow.
like
brother.
I already
Heresy.
told Econ, yeah, it is a heresy for you. That's what I already told.
Yes, so can you prove that? Can you prove that?
Can you prove anything from 2,000 years ago?
Yes, you can.
Empirically, yourself?
Yeah.
No, empirically
Yeah.
yourself. No, you can't. You can test
Yeah, you
it. You can
can.
replicate it. Oh, you can, huh?
Oh yeah, empirically we're gonna say the standard for empiricism is gonna be in which
In,
that
be,
can be viewed with the
in, be,
natural eye.
in before manuscript, and third person account,
What? Repeat?
and potentially doctored first person accounts.
We would say that we would take into account even third person accounts, but we're asking for backing on and authentication of these accounts. So I'm wondering, where do you get the idea the Jews were taking the manuscripts and changing it? Because last time I heard, we had 3 fathers dedicated to biblical textual contraception, that this stays inside of our codexes. So I don't know where you're getting this idea from.
I gotta ask you a question. Corrupts, are you recognizing the hyper-intellectual, authority-based nature of this conversation? We're not discussing the morality of the human body or how these things make sense. We're not discussing the consistency of God's edicts at different parts of the Bible or how they compare to
You
Jesus's.
just
We're
said
not
that
discussing.
these.
Hey,
You just said
don't.
that the New Testament
You
was
need.
corrupt.
Hey, you gotta stop interrupting. All right. And the 2v1 means you should be interrupting even less.
Brother.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, for the record, Econ, I think we were getting a little more headway in actually exploring the kind of the topics I was talking with Corrupts about earlier and the ability to flesh it out. I think we're getting hung up in the weeds here on your need for authority-based assertions like what book did you read, what person are you quoting, what manuscript or text do you have to validate that. You're not actually engaging with any of it. You haven't actually engaged or wrestled with one idea that I've presented and its actual merit as an
Yes, I
idea itself.
have.
Okay, well, I'm telling you as your interlocutor and your opponent, I'm very unimpressed. So I'd like to continue talking with Econ if you could be quiet for a few minutes.
That's a person who you've been talking to.
Oh, you're Econ. Who's the guy with the cursive name at the bottom? Falkmeyer?
Inverted Celt.
Yeah, what?
Kelp.
What?
Yeah, Kelp. Yeah, I was saying that prefer to continue our discourse if you would, but if not, that's fine too. If you'd like to pass the ball entirely to Mr. Appeal to Authority here. I'm quite unimpressed, is all I'm saying.
Where you don't even know the definition of appeal to authority. Please
I
don't be a
lost.
punk that you don't know.
Let's get another perspective in here. Corrupts, what do you think about the exchange so far? Based on our conversation earlier and the conversation now, what wires do you think might be being crossed?
I think it's just